Cedar trees and cedar bark are used in many different ways by the First Nations people. We will follow Laura Wielalik as she gathers cedar in a traditional way.
The cedar tree is extra special to us in this territory because it is the thing that gives us in the past it's given us our clothing, lots of things it was used for in our headdresses. Nowadays we use it for making bracelets, for weaving. The first thing you do when you go to gather cedar bark is honor the tree and bless it with a prayer and let the tree know, because the tree is a living entity, and we always let it know in the language, Halkomelem language, that we're going to use the bark in a good way. People in general, First Nations people, regard the earth as a giving life force. O chicha siam, please discapsit, a quam cha. Well, we've all decided on this particular tree. It's a young tree, but if you look at it, it doesn't have any visible signs of branches or knots that run up the tree. We're getting later in the season, so you only pick cedar during a certain time of year when the sap's running, so that it's will come away from the tree comfortably. We're going to do another test patch, and we're going to start by putting a horizontal line here and then pulling it away and backing. Now we chose this spot because it's nice and flat and we've got a lot of area that we can pull back on it without slipping or falling. And so how you do it is you get a really sharp knife. If we were out in the woods, we'd find a log to straddle. And then I hold my knife up and wiggle it away. And it should come off fairly easily. So I'll lift it and I hold my knife kind of up. It's like filling salmon, you know, when you're filleting. We've taken the bark that was in the stream and we're going to make a bracelet out of it. So we've soaked it for approximately an hour. So the way that you measure to begin a bracelet is to take a strip of bark that is going to be wrapped around your fist approximately 2.5 times. And what we're going to do is we're going to make what's called a warp and a weft. And so we're going to take a pair of scissors and evenly cut strips. And this is going to be called our warp. And our weft, you can always remember the weft by saying weft to white, because you want to use the motion of going left to right.
To thank Molly Pauls for the use of her cedar trees, it is First Nations tradition to honor the host with a gift.
When you're working with things like cedar or wool, or if you're carving, it really takes a great deal of discipline.